Avis Thompson's hand trembled as he lifted the porcelain plate, revealing the crumpled note scribbled in frantic handwriting. "Please help us. They're forcing me." The steakhouse buzzed around him, oblivious to the bomb that had just detonated in his mind. He owned this place, every polished fork and flickering candle. Yet here he was, the CEO of a thriving chain, reduced to staring at a plea that screamed betrayal from someone he trusted with his secrets. His thoughts raced like a storm he couldn't outrun. How could this be happening? In my own restaurant? Avis had built Thompson Dining from a single diner in Chicago to a national empire, all while burying the part of himself that society, and his family, deemed unacceptable. Being gay in the cutthroat world of business meant wearing a mask, especially with a conservative father like Robert Thompson, who still clung to outdated ideals of manhood and legacy. Robert had handed him the reins with a stern warning: "Keep the family name clean, son. No scandals." But now this note. Who was us? And who was forcing whom? Avis's gut twisted. He knew it had to involve Jamie, his sous chef and the only man who'd ever cracked through his defenses. Jamie had started as just another hire 3 years ago, fresh out of culinary school with a smile that lit up the kitchen like a flare. Their connection sparked in late-night shifts, shared laughs over botched recipes turning into stolen moments in the walk-in freezer. But Avis had kept it hidden, terrified of the fallout. "If Dad finds out, he'll disown me. The board will question my leadership. Everything I've sacrificed, nights alone, pretending to date women at galas, gone." He crumpled the note in his fist, scanning the room. Waitstaff hurried by, plates clinking, but no one met his eye. Paranoia crept in. Was this a setup? A disgruntled employee? Or worse, Jamie himself, trapped in something Avis couldn't see? He signaled his assistant, Maria, with a nod. "Clear my schedule. I need to handle something personal." Her brow furrowed, but she didn't question it. Loyalty was her forte. As he stepped into the back office, Avis's mind replayed their last conversation. Jamie had seemed distant lately, eyes darting away during their hushed talks. "Work stress," he'd said, but Avis sensed more. Is he being blackmailed? By whom? The thought gnawed at him, a mix of fear and fury. He'd given Jamie everything. A promotion, a secret apartment paid from his own pocket, to keep their world safe. But safety was an illusion in a society that still whispered slurs behind closed doors. Pacing the office, Avis dialed Jamie's number. Voicemail. Again. Damn it, pick up. His heart pounded, echoing the internal chaos. Growing up in a strict household, Avis had learned early to suppress his feelings. His mother, Elena, had tried to bridge the gap, but after her death 5 years ago, the chasm widened. Robert's expectations loomed like a shadow. Marry well, produce heirs, uphold the Thompson legacy. Coming out wasn't an option. It was career suicide. Yet Jamie had made him feel alive, worth the risk. Now that risk felt like a noose. He slammed the phone down, resolving to confront Jamie at his shift's end. But doubt flooded in. What if this destroys us both? What if helping him means exposing myself? The moral tangle tightened, loyalty versus self-preservation. Avis stared at his reflection in the window, seeing a man cracked but not broken. Not yet. As the evening rush peaked outside, he whispered to himself, "I have to choose. But God, what if I choose wrong?" The weight pressed heavier, the first crack in his carefully constructed facade. Hours later, Jamie slipped into the office, his apron smeared with sauce, eyes wide with feigned surprise. "Avis? You okay?" But Avis thrust the note forward, his voice low and edged. "Explain this. Now." Jamie's face paled, and he sank into a chair, burying his head in his hands. "It's my brother, Mark. He's in deep with some loan sharks. They found out about us. Threatened to out you unless I pay up." The confession hit like a gut punch. "They know? How?" Avis's mind spun. Mark, Jamie's reckless sibling, had always been a liability, borrowing money and vanishing. But this? Blackmail tied to their secret love? Jamie's voice cracked. "I didn't want to drag you in. I thought I could handle it."
Avis passed, Angers Boiligne.
You thought wrong. This could ruin everything. But beneath the rage, pity stirred. Jamie had grown up in poverty, fighting for every scrap, while Avis had privilege shielding him. Yet now, their worlds collided in this mess. How much?
Avis demanded.
10 grand, Jamie whispered. Avis could pay it easily, but the cost? Involving himself meant acknowledging their relationship publicly, at least to these thugs. Am I willing to risk my empire for him? The question burned, a moral crossroads he hadn't anticipated. As they talked, Jamie's desperation poured out. Mark's always been the screw-up. I bailed him out before, but this time, they followed me, saw us together. Avis felt a surge of protectiveness, mingled with betrayal. Why didn't you tell me sooner? But he knew why, fear of losing him. Their relationship was built on whispers, not strength. Avis sighed, pulling Jamie close despite the risk. We'll fix this, but no more secrets. Even as he said it, doubt lingered. Is this love, or just another chain? The night stretched on, decisions looming like storm clouds. The money vanished into the ether, but the threats didn't stop. 2 days later, Avis found another note in his car. That was just the beginning. We know more. His blood ran cold, the empire he'd built feeling like sand slipping through his fingers. They want more? Or is this about destroying me? Paranoia gripped him tighter. Every shadow in the parking garage a potential enemy. He hadn't told Jamie yet, didn't want to shatter the fragile peace they'd patched together. But inside, the conflict tore at him. Protect their love or safeguard his life. Robert called that afternoon, his voice booming through the speakerphone. Son, the quarterly reports look solid, but I hear rumors about staff turnover. Everything all right? Avis forced a laugh, masking the tremor. Just the usual, Dad. Competition's fierce. But Robert pressed, remember family first. Don't let personal distractions derail you. The words stung like accusation. If he only knew. Avis had idolized his father once, the self-made man who turned a food truck into fortune. But Robert's views on traditional values had driven a wedge, especially after Elena's passing. She'd been the buffer, whispering encouragement when Avis first realized his orientation in high school. Be true to yourself, she'd said. Now, without her, truth felt like treason. Why can't I just tell him? The thought haunted Avis as he drove to Jamie's apartment. Fear of rejection, of losing the only family left. Society amplified it. Boardrooms still echoed with subtle homophobia. Clients pulling deals over lifestyle choices. Arriving, he found Jamie pacing, phone in hand. Mark's gone dark. No word since the payment. Avis's stomach dropped. Did we pay the wrong people? They argued then, voices rising in the cramped space. You should have let me handle it alone. Jamie snapped. This is my mess. Avis shot back. Your mess is our mess now. But hiding it from me? That's betrayal. Jamie's eyes filled with tears. I was scared. Scared of losing you, of you seeing me as weak. The vulnerability hit Avis hard, mirroring his own insecurities. We're both hiding, both afraid. Their relationship, born in secrecy, now cracked under pressure. Avis pulled away, needing space. I need to think. Driving home, his mind churned. Is love worth this constant battle? The lies, the risks? Moral dilemmas piled up. Pay again and enable extortion? Or go to the police and risk exposure? Each choice carried a price tag in dignity and safety. The next day, at a board meeting, Avis's distraction showed. Mr. Thompson, are you with us? A director asked. He nodded, but his thoughts were on Jamie's brother. After, he hired a private investigator discreetly, Tom, an old contact. Dig into Mark Hayes. Find out who's behind this. Tom's report came fast. Mark owed to a shady group tied to organized crime, but whispers suggested they targeted Avis specifically. Someone tipped them off about your personal life, Tom said carefully. Avis's world tilted. An inside job? Who hates me enough? Betrayal's sting deepened, suspicion turning inward. Confronting Jamie that evening, Avis's voice was steel. Did you tell anyone about us? Jamie recoiled. No. God. Avis, how could you think that? A doubt seeded, growing like weeds. He's protecting Mark, maybe even involved. The accusation hung unspoken, tension thick. Jamie stormed out, slamming the door. Alone? Avis crumbled, tears finally breaking free. I've lost control. Everything I built. For what? The internal agony intensified, choices weighing like anchors. Family pressure mounted. Robert invited him to dinner, hinting at setting him up with a nice girl from church. The facade cracks further. Days blurred into a haze of anxiety. Avis avoided Jamie at work, their glances loaded with unspoken hurt. Then, a call from Mark himself. Meet me. Alone. Or the photos go public. Photos? Avis's heart raced. Of us? He agreed, driving to a dingy bar on Chicago's outskirts. Mark sat hunched, bruised. They want 50 grand now. Said you're loaded.
Avis explodait d'inwardly.
This is endless. But Mark's plea, help me for Jamie's sake. The moral bind tightened. Was this compassion or foolishness? Paying meant complicity in crime. Refusing meant outing. Avis handed over a check, but not before warning. This ends it. Mark nodded, but his eyes shifted. Driving back, regret flooded. I've betrayed my principles. For love or fear? At home, Robert waited unannounced. We need to talk, son.
Avies pulse spiced.
Does he know? The conversation veered to legacy. Time to settle down. The business needs stability. Avis nodded numbly, the lie burning. I can't keep this up. But revealing now, with blackmail looming, the conflict raged, emotions rawer, stakes higher. Jamie's text came late. We need to talk. I miss you.
Avis stared, torn.
Forgive or cut ties. The decision loomed, a precipice of pain. As sleep evaded him, he pondered the cost of authenticity in a world that punished it. Is hiding survival or slow death? The turmoil deepened, foreshadowing greater betrayals. The photos arrived in an unmarked envelope at the office. Grainy shots of Avis and Jamie in intimate moments, stolen from their hidden life. His hands shook as he tore them up, but the damage was done. The senders had copies, demanding 100 grand or exposure. This isn't about money anymore. It's personal destruction. Avis's mind fractured. Flashbacks to high school bullies, to his father's casual slurs at dinner parties. Society's blade cut deep, turning love into liability. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, the weight of secrecy crushing him. Who leaked this? Suspicion poisoned everything. Jamie? No, his pain seemed genuine. Mark? Likely, but who else? Avis called Tom again. Widen the net. Check my inner circle. The investigator hesitated. That includes family?
Avis swallowed.
Everyone. Betraying trust to uncover betrayal. The irony burned. Meanwhile, Robert pushed harder. Join me at the gala next week. Bring a date. Avis invented excuses, but the pressure built. He senses something's off. Internal voices clashed. Honor family or honor self? The moral quagmire sucked him under. Confronting Mark in a seedy motel, Avis demanded answers. Who are they really? Mark stammered. Some guys from the old neighborhood. But your cousin, Derek, might be involved. Derek? Robert's nephew, always jealous of Avis's success. The revelation hit like betrayal's hammer. Family? Avis's thoughts spiraled. Derek had access to company records, perhaps spied on him. Rage surged, mingled with hurt. Why? For inheritance? Power? He left Mark cowering, driving straight to Derek's house. Pounding on the door, Avis burst in when it opened. You bastard! This you're doing? Derek smirked initially, then denied. What are you on about? But Avis pressed, voice breaking. The blackmail. The photos. Derek's face hardened. You think you're so perfect, hiding your filth. Uncle Robert deserves better. The confession poured. Derek had tipped off the sharks, using Mark as pawn, to force Avis out. The company's mine by right. Your lifestyle disqualifies you. Avis reeled, family bonds shattering. This is what blood means? Sabotage? The fight escalated, words like weapons. You're disgusting, Derek spat. Avis countered. And you're a coward, destroying lives for greed. Fists nearly flew, but Avis walked away, heart in tatters. I've lost more than money, trust and kin. Calling Jamie, he confessed everything. It's Derek, my own cousin. Jamie's silence spoke volumes. Then, we fight back, together.
But Avi saisit ta tête.
Expose him, and out myself? The choice tormented. Justice versus privacy. Society's gaze loomed, potential scandal headlines screaming. Robert sensed the rift, calling a family meeting. What's going on between you and Derek? Avis evaded, but the lies choked him. Inside, turmoil peaked. Tell the truth now? Risk disownment? Elena's voice echoed in memory. Truth sets you free, but freedom's price? At work, Jamie cornered him. We can't hide forever. Let's go public on our terms. Avis snapped. And lose everything? My father, the business. Their argument intensified, love straining under reality's weight. You're choosing fear over us, Jamie accused.
Avi whispered, I'm choosing survival.
The payoff meeting was set in a warehouse. Avis arrived wired by Tom, hoping to trap them. But Derek showed, gun in hand. Hand over the cash, or I pull the trigger on your secret. Panic surged. He's unhinged. Avis stalled, mind racing. Fight or fold. Sirens wailed suddenly. Tom had called backup. Chaos erupted. Arrests made. But in the scuffle, Derek shouted, He's gay. The CEO's a fag. The words echoed, seeding the inevitable leak. Back home, Avis collapsed. Emotions a maelstrom. It's out. No turning back. Jamie arrived, holding him. We'll face it. But doubt lingered. At what cost? Robert's call came. We need to talk. Now. The confrontation loomed. Family fractures deepening. Society's judgment awaited. Moral reckonings piling. Was exposing the truth worth the pain? Or just another wound? The agony sharpened. Choices irrevocable. The scandal broke like a dam bursting. Headlines blared. Thompson CEO embroiled in blackmail scheme. Allegations of hidden gay affair. Avis stared at his phone. Notifications flooding. The empire he'd nurtured crumbling in real time. This is the price of truth. Humiliation. Investors pulled out. Stocks dipped. And whispers turned to shouts. His mind screamed. I should have paid forever, stayed hidden. But regret mixed with a strange relief. The mask was off. Raw authenticity exposed. Yet the cost? Devastating. Robert stormed into Avis's penthouse, face thunderous. Is it true? All of it. Avis nodded, voice steady despite the quake inside. Yes, Dad. I'm gay. And Jamie's more than an employee. Robert's eyes widened, then narrowed. You've shamed us. The family name, ruined. The words sliced deep, echoing childhood fears. He hates me now. Avis fought back. Shamed? For loving? This is who I am. Their argument raged, decades of unspoken tension erupting. Robert accused. Your mother would have been heartbroken. Avis countered, tears streaming. Mom knew. She accepted me. The revelation stunned Robert, cracking his facade. She never told me. Silence fell, heavy with betrayal's layers. Robert slumped, aging before Avis's eyes. I thought I was protecting you from a world that chews up people like that. Avis's heart ached. Protecting or controlling. The moral clash peaked. Tradition versus progress. Society fueled it, conservative circles decrying Avis online, while allies rallied. But family wounds cut deepest. Choose, son, Robert said. The business or this lifestyle. Avis whispered. I choose myself. Robert left, door slamming like a final judgment. Lost him. For good? Jamie stood by, but cracks showed. Your family's tearing you apart. Am I worth it? Avis pulled him close. Yes, but it's killing me. Their love, once a sanctuary, now a battlefield. Media hounded them, paparazzi at doors. Avis's internal war intensified. Fight for us, or let go to save him? A board meeting loomed, calls for resignation mounting. Your personal life distracts, a director said. Avis defended. It humanizes. Times change. But doubt gnawed. Am I fit to lead anymore? Derek's arrest made waves, charged with extortion, conspiracy. In court, he spat venom. He doesn't deserve the throne. Avis testified, voice breaking as he recounted the betrayal. Family should uplift, not destroy. The judge's gavel fell, but victory felt hollow. Justice served, but at what emotional toll? Society debated. Was Avis victim or villain for hiding? Online forums buzzed, slurs mixing with support. The pressure crushed, anxiety attacks hitting nightly. Is authenticity freedom or a cage of scrutiny? Reconnecting with Jamie, they talked deep into nights. I grew up hiding too, Jamie admitted, afraid of judgment. Avis shared, me too, but now we're out. Yet fear lingered. Mark's debts cleared, but scars remained. A surprise, Elena's old letters, found in storage. Love who you love, Avis. Don't let fear win. Tears flowed, strengthening resolve. But Robert's silence deafened. Will he come around? The board voted. Avis stayed, narrowly. Modernize or die, one said. But changes came, diversity initiatives, pride partnerships. Avis pondered the trade-offs. Loss of privacy for progress. Jamie proposed. Let's build something real, out in the open.
Avis hésitated, mind churning.
Ready for that vulnerability? Society's evolution felt slow, backlash real. Yet hope flickered. A family olive branch. Robert texted, coffee? They met, awkward but honest. I was wrong, Robert admitted. Scared of change. Avis forgave but boundaries set. Accept all of me. Tears shared, bonds mending tentatively. Healing possible? Emotions surged deeper than before, pain birthing growth. But questions haunted. Did I sacrifice too much? The turmoil crescendoed, awakening imminent. With the scandal's dust settling, Avis stood at a press conference, cameras flashing like accusations. I've hidden too long, he declared. Love isn't a weakness, it's strength. Applause mixed with boos, society divided. But inside, triumph warred with terror. Exposed, finally free, or just beginning the fight? The empire stabilized, stocks rebounding on authenticity's wave. Yet personal costs lingered, ghosts of betrayal haunting dreams. Jamie's support anchored him, their relationship public now. We're in this, Jamie said at a quiet dinner. But Avis's mind wandered. What if resentment builds? The media circus, the stares. Moral reflections deepened. Had hiding enabled the blackmail? Or was openness naive? Society's progress felt fragile, hate mail arriving daily. Faggot CEO, one read. Avis crumpled it, resolve hardening. I won't regress. But the toll. Therapy sessions unpacking trauma. Family therapy with Robert mending rifts. Robert evolved slowly, attending a pride event awkwardly. For you, he grumbled. Avis hugged him, emotions overwhelming. Forgiveness heals, but scars remain. Derek's sentencing, 10 years.
Avis visited prison, seeking closure.
Why? He asked. Derek sneered. Jealousy. You had it all. Avis left, pity mixing with anger. His choices destroyed him. The mirror reflected back. Own choices shaped fate. Highs and lows intertwined. A nonprofit launch, supporting LGBTQ youth in business. Jamie co-led, their bond strengthening. But arguments flared over visibility. Too much exposure, Avis worried. Jamie pushed. Hiding got us here. The tension dramatized their love's fragility. Worth fighting for? Internal monologues raged. Love demands sacrifice, but how much? Society's acceptance grew, allies emerging, but bigots persisted. A death threat arrived, forcing security. Is progress worth the danger? Mark reformed, entering rehab. Thanks for not abandoning me, he told Jamie. Avis nodded, but trust fractured. Family by blood or choice. Reflections deepened. Betrayals taught vigilance, but also compassion. Elena's wisdom guided. Embrace truth. Yet doubts persisted. Did coming out empower or endanger? The climax came at a family reunion. Robert toasted to Avis for teaching an old man new tricks. Laughter, but Avis's speech turned raw. We've all paid prices, lies, betrayals, judgments. But love wins. Tears flowed, catharsis complete. Jamie whispered, proud of you. Emotions peaked, heavier than ever. Pain transmuted to purpose. Months later, stability returned. Avis mentored young entrepreneurs, sharing scars. Authenticity costs, but hiding costs more. Society shifted slightly, his story inspiring change. But personal awakenings lingered. Was every choice right? In quiet moments, Avis pondered the journey's toll. Betrayals forged strength, but wounds ached. Jamie's hand in his grounded him. Yet the final reflection. Choices define us, but at what ethical cost?